Welcome to the Pan-African Half Hour, the show where we ignite bold ideas for a united, sovereign, and prosperous Africa. I'm your host, Gedeon Baleke, Secretary General of the African Coalition for Development. And today, we are diving into one of the most powerful forces shaping our future: how artificial intelligence and digital transformation can help solve Africa's greatest challenges and unlock a new era of prosperity. This isn't just about technology. It's about power, sovereignty, and the future we choose to build for ourselves. Because Africa doesn't need hands out. Africa needs the tool to design its own destiny. Facing reality without fear, we have to admit it and we have to face it. Let's start with the reality. Today, more than 272 million Africans go hungry. Our healthcare systems are stretched to their limits by pandemics and weak infrastructure. And in some countries, youth unemployment exceeds 60%. But here's the thing, we are not victims. We are visionaries as African Coalition for Development. AI is not a Western luxury. It's not science fiction. It's a practical tool, a weapon for development and sovereignty. And if we use it right, it can help us solve problems that have held our continent back for generations. Let's look at agriculture, where we have to move from subsistence to surplus. Let's begin with the foundation of our economy. Today, the African agriculture feeds 1.4 billion Africans and employs over half of our workforce. Yet, too often, it remains vulnerable to droughts, pests, and inefficiency. That's changing. In Kenya, a platform called Apollo Agri that uses satellite data AI algorithms to predict crop yield. Farmer gets real-time advice on planting through these platforms. The platform also allow farmers to get weather patterns and soil health, to test the soil health. And the post-harvest losses have dropped by 30% using this technology. This says a lot about the potential AI has in the development path of our dear continent. Now imagine scaling that across the Sahel. Drones mapping soil quality, chatbots advising farmers in their local languages, real-time analytics predicting rainfall and pest outbreaks before they happen. AI turns farming from a struggle for survival into a profitable, data-driven business. It can transform small-scale farmers into exporters and food insecurity into sovereignty. In healthcare, where precision and access for all are key, healthcare is another frontier where AI and digitalization are already saving lives. In Ghana, IBM Watson for healthcare is being tested to diagnose malaria more accurately, faster than traditional labs. Imagine a continent where medical records are digitized and accessible across regions, where AI systems help nurses diagnose diseases, where telemedicine connects patients in remote villages to specialists in capital cities. And imagine the social impact that women and community health workers, where community health workers can use AI to empower their work. This will be a game changer. Where people get faster response in times of outbreaks, where we have millions of lives saved not by foreign aid but by African innovation. The educational aspect as well will face an in-depth change. The education landscape will definitely radically change across Africa. It's already shifting actually through personalized learning within the African context. Our future depends on our education as Africans. Yet, over 100 million African children are still out of school. AI can change this. In East Africa, perhaps, for instance, we have platforms like Eneza Education that deliver lessons through basic SMS messages, no smartphone needed, and AI tailors that create content for students at all levels in different languages, whether Swahili, Wolof, or Hausa. They create content in local languages that allow kids in underserved and kids in rural Africa and underserved societies to get access to education. The climate change is not out of calculation, where data is extremely important. Climate change is the greatest existential threat we face, and we feel its impact harder than most places around the world, while we are not even responsible for most of these climatic changes. The drought in the Horn of Africa, the floods in the Congo Basin, the rising temperature that threaten crops, water, and livelihoods. AI offers tools to fight back. Google's DeepMind has built models that forecast weather with over 90% accuracy. That means farmers can plan better, cities can prepare for floods, and government can anticipate disasters before they strike. Blockchain too can track carbon credit and ensure that the green investment money actually reaches the community that it aims to protect. And the forest, the ecosystem will benefit from all these mechanisms. This is not just about adoption, it's about turning data into defense and resilience into opportunity. AI can help us to shape policies, the power of a united digital Africa. But technology alone isn't enough. It needs leadership, it needs policy, it needs unity. That's why the African Coalition for Development is calling for bold action, perhaps to harmonize data laws across African nations, to create a single digital market, to invest at least 1% of GDP in AI infrastructure, research and talent development, and build Pan-African talent pipelines from Addis Ababa to Accra that connect universities, startups, and research labs. We must partner with global tech companies. Yes, we must also own our data, our platforms, and our future. No more digital dependency, no more neo-colonial code. The digital generation is the African moment. Here's our greatest advantage: Africa's youth. They make up nearly 60% of our population, and they are digital natives. They speak Python as easily as they speak Pidgin. They dream not about jobs, but building companies. They imagine launching satellites from Algeria, designing fintech platforms in Kinshasa, and optimizing trade across the Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement with AI-driven logistics. They can do it. We need to enable them to do it. We need to give them the tools, the training, with the political vision to allow them to implement these knowledges. In conclusion, we need to make a call of action. Friends, AI is not magic. Digitalization is not a luxury. There are methods, powerful, proven methods to bridge inequality, accelerate youth growth, and assert our sovereignty. Africa has always been a continent of creativity, resilience, and innovation. The question is no longer about how to lead or if we can lead. The question is, can we lead? It's the will we choose to do. And will we choose to really lead? Those are the questions we should be asking ourselves. So I invite all of you to visit theafricancoalition.org to volunteer, invest, and partner with us so that we can all innovate and empower our African youth in this journey. Together, let's make Africa great again. Thank you.